and so they were the two to go. That was a Super Bowl this year, and then they both dropped albums with the same niggas on it, like except Kanye don't got nobody name in the fucking titles at the top, so you can't see who the features are. You gotta listen and know who they are, or go check the song credits. But Drake got all his features at the top, even musical features like Masego music is in the Drake album. Masego's not on the album, but his music is in it. Okay. His song Navajo, he basically sampled it, or they basically got the session from him, so he got credits as being a producer on the song, which is dope for him. That's a couple. Nice. That's a couple percents. He probably not getting much off of it, because there's a lot of, every Drake song has like 15 people or something like that. That's directly involved with. That's definitely getting a percentage, and not to count with the label stuff. So yeah, his money gets split up. But like Jay-Z on Kanye album, Jay-Z's on Drake album. Which version of Jay-Z was better? Well, I think Jay-Z did better on Drake's album than he did on Kanye. His Drake album verse was he kind of took shots at both of these niggas. He took shots at everybody. Not shots, but it sounded like he got on the Drake song sounded like, nigga Drake, I could destroy you. But instead, I'm gonna make music with you. I'm gonna build with you because I could destroy you. Which Kanye should, if Drake had Kanye production on his album would have been better. That's true.
I kind of assume this is the beef lasting over from the I kind of assume this is the same beef from back then.
I don't know what you're talking about. Same beef from when?
From the Pusha T and Drake and Kanye.
Everything's. I mean, you can connect those dots if you want to. I don't think it has nothing. I just heard him talk about that like yesterday.
Word.
That was the kind of beef they had back then is different, only because back then people were beefing to in an attempt to somewhat discredit their competition.
Word. So right now it's more just publicity beef.
I'm not getting a discrediting of competition type of thing going on.
Word.
Doesn't seem like that's what's happening.
Word. Well,
yeah.
All right. I have a lot I could. I have a lot. It's probably about to start thundering and raining really soon here. Man, the last few days have been pretty wild. The hostel owner died.
Damn.
I was.
That's not funny at all. That's not funny at all.
It's not.
But for some reason, my facial expression went to the smile.
I can assume why it happened. Like, I can assume why that happened, because for me it was the same kind of thing. I wasn't dumb.
The hostel? You stay in a hostel?
I when I came to Siem Reap, I stayed in a hostel.
Yeah, that's just that energy, that death energy, just in the air around it.
Really cool. Have you heard of Bala Hum, the religion? Bala Hum, I believe.
No.
I'm probably saying it wrong. Let me pull up my phone.
A lot of times you do that. So it's like, if you pronounce anything indigenous, a lot of times you just mispronounce it.
BAHAULLAH.
Spell it slower.
BAHAULLAH. It started in Tehran Iran.
It's coming off your shoulders like a poncho.
1817.
On a magic conch, I see you
It's quite close to Christianity.
What's the one? It's another one that I know about that sounds like that, but I don't think you're talking about that.
So really the name of the whole
no, I'm talking about the Baha'i.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it is.
How did you spell it? You spelled all these letters. Baha'i is BAHA apostrophe I.
Well, the name of the guy is Baha'u'llah. But the name of it is Baha'i.
So you said Baha'i Allah?
That's his name. BAHA. There's the apostrophe U apostrophe LLAH. But if the website is BA.
Okay, that's the guy who started it. Okay,
yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Fuck that all up. go ahead though.
So he's really cool. I enjoyed his company. It was interesting because that same night a bat flew in and flew out. Just came in from outside. It flew in from one open door and flew out another open door. That same day. Remember I told you I gave someone $300 in Cambodia.
No, you ain't tell me that.
I didn't tell you that. I thought okay. So when I was in Cambodia the first,
I didn't tell you that.
When I was in Cambodia the first time, I met this guy in Sihanoukville. And then before I left, I think you had already left. So before I left Cambodia to come to get to Vietnam, that's when I came in through Saigon. I saw him again, and he was like, he was from Oakland, and he was like, hey man, I got in some trouble with the police because someone in my hostel was selling heroin. And then they were trying to hand me up because I had weed, and they tore my passport. And so I ended up giving him $300. I think I gave him $200 on one occasion and $100 on another occasion, probably 2 days apart. And yeah, he never got that money back to me. I left a few days afterwards, and I don't think I ever. I came to terms with it. At first, I was just like, he probably had hard times. And then eventually I just came to terms with, he just found a nice person. And he took that person for a joyride. And no hard feelings, I saw that guy the day Dara died, which is the name of the hostel owner.
A man or a woman or man?
It's a man. Okay. I saw him, and he walked up to me. He's like, hey man, where you from? And I was like,
he know you.
He had to, but I didn't. He had to, but he wasn't gonna let those cards slip if he did. And so he said, he's like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Florida. I used to live in California. He's like, oh, I got a friend that lives in California, and I knew he was talking about me. I was like, yeah, I know. And so I kind of like didn't really say much, and then I walked away from him. And then I saw he followed me though, kind of, so he knew where I stayed. And in my mind, I wanted to say something, but I didn't say anything to anybody. And then that's nice, yo. That's when you play for me. So it kind of reminds me more of 21 Savage now. Now that I hear it. I feel like it's a blend of. But yeah. And
never had a yoke minute.
I can just say the signs and the omens are stacking up for me. They've been stacking up for a while.
Never had a mediocre minute. Minds don't reside with the timid.
I realized that I don't actually want to go back to California.
No need to
Say you what?
I realized that I don't want to go back to California.
I think you got to go through a whole little process phase. I ain't mentioning it to you. Moving to Siem Reap, saying you'll stay there during your remainder of your stay in Cambodia. Sounds like, if I were to compare it to my pattern that I went through, I could say, all right, at one point I was living in Da Nang, where I was around all these people who I could collaborate with on music with. I collaborated one time for one record, which is Fly Away, and several performances, but one main performance. Yeah, so we had that. All right. A couple performances actually. But the one with when I had the song Fly Away, but that wasn't really my product, so I didn't really get a chance to really collaborate. So I was, yeah, whatever.
Where?
And then shortly after that, I moved to Hue. And why did I move to Hue? Hue is a more historical place, more of a spiritual place. But why did I move to Hue? Wow, what encouraged me to move to Hue? What reason? I now see with me, I had a different reasoning that went into me moving to Hue from Da Nang. But I was kind of aware of my my timeline in a way that I don't know if you're aware of yours in that way per se, aware of your timeline. Like you say you're moving there for the remainder of your time in Cambodia, that you're gonna move to what's the name? Move there to whatever, Siem Reap. Okay, that makes sense in some reality, but it's the same as like when you thought you wanted to move to Kampot, except Kampot had people for you to perceive and determine that they might not be on the same wavelength as you, and so that was you can make your reason to move away from there. Siem Reap, I imagine, the way I imagine it, has much less people interaction than you had in Phnom Penh. Like much less. Like there's
I got way more people interaction.
Way more people interaction there.
Yeah, because it's a hostel, so it's that you have to count for the hostel fact.
That is different. Okay, all right. So you're back in a hostel situation. All right, which I can say when I moved to Hue was kind of the same. Okay, I could even connect that dot and say, all right, moving to Hue. Technically, there was a little bit more of a hostile-y vibe compared to Da Nang. And Da Nang, in Da Nang, I wasn't really around hostel staying people who stay in a hostel. I wasn't really around the hostels per se. And around that time, yeah, a lot of people who were there, people who lived there and living there, like more expat.
And that's what it is here too. Right now, it's in Siem Reap. It's more expat. Like there's no tourists. It's like COVID.
Yes.
And so most people are people that come to visit here from another place where they're an expat at. I met an American guy. He just got here like a few weeks ago. He used to be a flight attendant, black kid, and he lives in Battambang. He teaches English.
Yeah.
So they came here for like 2 weeks, but they just came from Battambang, so it's not.
But the thing about it is that you're in a position where more or less you can leave.
Yeah, I've been.
Like you can. I actually can't leave now. Like if I want to leave now, I actually, because of the logistics and the lockdown, I actually cannot leave now. Like it wouldn't be feasible for me to leave now. It'd be best for me to wait until the lockdown is over for me to prepare to leave, because I have other things that's connected to my going. I'm not just going. So now with this little distribution deal, which is a label deal, I have some developments to work on, and I also started my development in New York with the same process. And I have a person who wants to connect the dots. I just received a message today, like, yeah, let's connect the dots on that. So I have some dots. I have some things that are like coming together, and so I don't have to leave hastily. I need to. The best thing for me to do is to put together my album. It's not really. I'm not gonna call it an album. It's pretty much is an album. But I'm mainly the album thing is not so much the best thing right away. The best thing is to make some really dope singles. And so that's what I'm more or less doing. I'm not thinking of it as an album. I'm just making complete songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so with making these complete songs so that I can move forward. So when you move into Siem Reap, it seems like because at least in Phnom Penh, the way how I see it, in Phnom Penh, you had Primo. You had Primo, you had Kassaw, I feel like you had an opportunity, but you weren't like engaging it in a certain type of way. I don't know why. Maybe you wasn't feeling it or something like that. I don't know. I never saw you and Primo interact. But in my mind, it's like at this present day, if I could go out right now and go and pull up on a place where there's other people who do what I do, all right, I would be able to put in some work with people. Like even if I was in Da Nang right now with the style I have, the only thing that would stop me from making any moves in Da Nang is trying to connect with people who aren't on the same working. They don't have the same work ethic. Like that's what happened when I went to Da Nang the last time. So I was in Da Nang and I was like, all right, I got beats. I'm getting better at doing it. Let's do some stuff. So I'll arrange to have a recording session, and I get there, and so I go to for example, I went to Hedro's apartment. I set up a little makeshift studio. Boom! I brought a few pieces of soundproofing with me, and I brought my MacBook and my the interface and a microphone, and all right. So I set up a little makeshift recording studio right in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, let's record something. And so he records something, but it's not like he was really trying to like put time in and develop it. Like if it would have took us to probably like the first day, we could have just been trying to like, get our working together and figure out how we're going to do it exactly. And then the next day we could have linked up and then like we could have got better. I could have got better at recording him because we would have kept trying. Just like I'm getting better at recording myself. Like I just like now I'm up to the stage where I got my recording my preset that I use for recording. I have a few of them, and that shit's like I have like 12 plugins on one track when I record it. So I record it with 12 plugins on there, and then I bounce it in place so I can get rid of those plugins and use less memory. But by the time I bounce it in place, that shit is solid. Word. It sounds like, yeah, sounds like them niggas. It sounds like I was just playing in a microphone, like just in here, just like with the microphone on, just talking and making noises and like whatever, about really getting used to the microphone, like something that my first time really digging into it and having a real concept of how I wanted to make myself sound, what part of my voice that I want to capture. With a live performance, you have it's different because I'm managing my sound in real time. So I control how I sound right now. I did sound check before, and in real time I can move the microphone back and forth, and da da da. I could really like, you know, have more control of the real moment of it. But when you're recording something, you really have to. Is a certain type of fine tuning that needs to go because it's going to be reproduced on different speakers and sound setups, and so you go a little deeper into setting it up. But that's what I would have been doing down there. But when I came down there and I let everybody know I was there, and I told everybody like they're like, yo, come hang out. That's what I went and pulled up on niggas maybe 3 times in the whole month and a half I was there. I pulled up 3 times. I was only there for 1 month exactly, actually.
Yeah,
So
we were
I
staying
pulled,
at Gabby's, right?
yes, I pulled up on niggas 3 times or maybe 4 times. Each time I pulled up on niggas, they weren't doing anything. And the whole thing about it was that I lived there for a whole year before that to let me know people's patterns. And so if nobody's willing to break that pattern, then you know not to engage any further. They're not going to dance different. They're not going to do a different dance. All right. So they're not going to do different. You play different music and see if they do a different dance. They still do the same dance, different music. All right. So that just means that y'all was going to do the same dance. So y'all got your own process of how it's going to go for y'all. And for me, I'm working on something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like the part that y'all do is a part that's important to me, but it's not my end all be all. It's not the totality of what I'm doing. I'm actually working on putting together like a whole thing. And so with Primo and them, they had a few parts of that thing that they were talking about that I felt like they was people who you could have engaged with and developed to a certain level. I watched the Mike Dynamo interview. I didn't watch the whole thing because I wasn't exactly feeling the wavelength of it for some reason. I can't explain why, but I didn't watch. Something led me to not watch the whole thing. So it could have been more that could have been revealed to me from watching. Maybe I'll watch it again another day. But at that day and time, I couldn't watch that because that wasn't giving me the game. Like what I watch on TV now, I sit back, I watch what I've been watching mostly for the past 2 weeks. I watch Drink Champs. I've been watching Drink Champs. Like right now, my TV is on, paused. It's episode of Drink Champs with Jeezy, which is a great episode because some of my favorite episodes. Huh?
Drink Champs?
Yeah, Drink Champs. Yeah, I love watching Drink Champs, man.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's Noriega's podcast. I always liked Noriega ever since I don't know, something about Noriega, he made an impression on me when I was young. And now watching him now is like, wow, I understand why seeing him, he made that impression on me, even though he wasn't in my face so much. I saw him just a few times, but I always fucked with Noriega. One day I'm gonna be on Drink Champs, yo. I can see it coming. One day I'm gonna be on Drink Champs. I'll be there talking to Noriega and be like, yo, Nori, I remember my first time seeing you on motherfucking State Prop 2. And thinking like I love you. You was my nigga on that motherfucker, yo. You was my nigga on motherfucking State Prop 2. And the reason why you was my nigga because the whole time I knew you was robbing with the grimy nigga, but you wasn't grimy, yo. You wasn't grimy the whole time. I fucking hated this nigga Biggest, yo. I hated this nigga. It was something about I just hated Biggest. Like every scene this nigga Biggest was in, I hated him. Like, really, for some reason, I had actual hatred towards this nigga Biggest, yo. Like, he reminded me of my stepfather for some reason, and he just had something about him. I just realized that recently. Like, I hated him back then, and now I watched State Prop 2 the other day, because I've been watching Noriega a lot. So I just went, and Beanie Siegel came on there. He's like the
Prop 2?
Yeah, Beanie Siegel's the main character of State Prop. And I watched Beanie Siegel and Cameron episodes. I'm like, man, Noriega, Beanie Siegel, Cameron, they was all in motherfucking State Prop. I gotta motherfucking, and Freeway came on the phone. I gotta motherfucking watch State Prop 2. I ain't watch State Prop 1 because State Prop 2 is my favorite one because it had Cameron and Noriega in it.
Is that
Um,
state or stay?
State.
State prop.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yo, state
I was
property.
googling it. I can't find
Yeah,
it.
you won't find stuff on Google if you don't catch the main detail. The main detail is the why. Pull up Drink Champs. If you pull up Drink Champs, the guy who hosts the Drink Champs, main nigga is Noriega, Nore, Noriega. But they just his name is N apostrophe is an acronym Nore. I don't know what Nore means. His acronym Nore. I don't know, but I know that he's Noriega. It used to be Capone, the other nigga with him, Capone Noriega. I don't know Capone like that. But there was another Capone, but he wasn't the real Capone, I don't think. But Noriega, you look up Noriega and you look up Noriega, Nore, look up his films, you'll see State Prop 2. You'll also see he was in Paid in Full, which Cameron was also in Paid in Full. And these are the New York niggas, man, that I looked up to. Like these were the niggas who my brother's age. And you know, I looked up to these niggas growing up. Yeah, man. And I got put on the camera on by my cousin Daz and my boy Vander. They loved Cameron, yo. They was Cameron fans. Cameron and 3 6 Mafia. And 3 6 Mafia and Dipset and them and State Property, those niggas, those Philadelphia niggas, those are the niggas who's making the hood movies that developed with their rap career.
Word.
Yeah, Jay-Z did that too, but not the same way. Jay-Z was in those movies. His money was in those movies. But yeah, the main niggas who they looked up to, we started looking up to was 3 6 Mafia, Dipset, and the Philadelphia niggas State Property and Beanie Siegel and Freeway. And Wu-Tang is the one that kind of brought me back around watching the Wu-Tang show. I started watching Drink Champs before that, but I wasn't really watching. I was just watching the clips on Instagram. And then I started watching the 4 episodes on YouTube, and I've just been watching them and watching them in a particular order that's been quite meaningful for me. And so, yeah, man, I've been learning a lot from motherfucking Drink Champs and shit. Second so long.
You got class today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, motherfucking Drink Champs, man. And I've been watching different movies. I can't even think about what movie I watched. I watched quite a few. I watched one a few days ago. Oh yeah, I watched. I was watching the dude on my Instagram. Dude I've been following for a while. He moved to Chicago, and he was showing the projects in Chicago. And then I watched a movie that was set right in those projects. I'm like, wow, that's dope.
At least the ones that came to be.
But yeah, man. So it's all to me. I told you a long time ago. It's about I be reading code and different stuff that I perceive. So everything I perceive is connected. You know what I'm saying? After different psychedelics, you realize like the certain nature of life. And so, I mean, all I can say is like you're going through a pattern that it seems like a pattern that I went through. But you gotta triumph it in a certain way. In order to make it out. And maybe you won't go. Maybe you won't make a move until after the next move is made. Who knows? Like maybe like, all right, so my plan develops. Next thing you know, I do a investors event here in Vietnam. This label sets it up. I do an event where there's a lot of older people who want to invest in something. So we have like a mixer, we got wine for them and music performances. I come and perform some songs acoustic first, and then I take a break and I vibe out with people, and then I do a hip hop performance, and then I vibe out with people again, and then I do a DJ performance, DJ sax, and then DJ myself, something like that. Just like give a whole thing. I already know what club. I could probably do it at 2 or 3 clubs, probably one dark place and one light place. And where it could be an event where like, yo, then we got the cards, we pass out the cards. People can buy the NFTs via cash, or they can do it directly through wire transfer, and then they buy the NFTs, and now they are an investor in music, and so they invest, and the NFTs value can go up over time naturally as a collector's item. The value can raise, but it also has fiscal value because each NFT represents a percentage of a song master that they get royalties off of. So they'll be receiving royalties through the Ethereum blockchain, and also they'll be receiving the NFT is encrypted and coded and stored on the Ethereum blockchain as well. So that's how that'll be their card. That'll be their I don't know what that there's a name for it yet. One day as a fungible token. That'll be their token. And their token will be increasing in value. And then I'm the face on the token. So it's like my own cryptocurrency. I'm creating with the music through as an NFT. So it's technically it's my own cryptocurrency that I'm creating. That's music. Mm-hmm. So it's music cryptocurrency. And then I go out and I'm the face of it. So all the presidents was on money. They were dead when they was on money. This is like the living version of the president on money. Right. And he out there making moves. He's out there going around the world and increasing his value. He's working. And so that's the whole thing that you can market to people, and that when they invest, they'll know that, yeah, I can invest this $100 right now. And if this dude does it, I can look at the other side of that, and that's, I'm holding on to something that's worth $30,000, $50,000, easy, and it's worth $50,000 and maybe worth $10,000 in actual, like blockchain, money, like actual money that is actually worth because of the royalties. And then it's rare. So I could sell it for $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. They can sell up to. People been selling these NFTs for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next thing you know, somebody makes a come up off the NFT. And of course I own some. So I'm gonna be in the game too. So let's my NFT go up, and it's like boom. Oh, so I a long time ago, like say now we go 4 8 years in the future. I sold them at $100,000, $500,000, $1,000 at the beginning. Now they going for 30 grand. So I can sell NFTs now on my new projects, and I'm selling for 30 grand, 50 grand per NFT. And yeah, man, that's the model of the new era. And I have some good support for it. The way it's like, oh, yo, I could totally make that move. Totally. Yep. And yeah, I could sell enough of them that yeah, I could. The way how I see it is if I make an album with 10 songs on it, and I sell all of the possible NFTs that I plan to sell, I will that's $300,000 minimum for investment in the project. With 150,000, I could take that and market my music even further, like to the next level. And I could cross over into a realm where I'm also able to collaborate with certain artists that I want to collaborate with. And that's thing is like, all right, so I got the collaborations I want. And yeah, I can make more money. I can actually do something in the music industry that is on the high level of the music industry. And then I can be also performing at festivals and whatnot, put on my own festival. I can do a tour in Europe and do a tour here. And then I can come back to Vietnam and do shows with different artists here. And then maybe take a team out next time. I go out with a couple of artists from Vietnam and we go to We go to Russia, and we go to fucking Sweden and shit like that. And we perform, and yeah, man, be connecting dots and vibing out with people, and then next thing you know, I got my my line of electrical vehicles. You know what I'm saying? I put like different invest in a company that's making in electrical vehicles. Next thing you know, I got a electric skateboard, electric surfboard, electric bicycle and shit that I invested in. You know what I'm saying? And different stuff like that. It's just about having a whole comprehensive plan and being able to pay attention as things happen to realize what is happening that's an actual part of the plan and what is just like you said. I said to you about realizing the chess game that's in your mind and the chess game that's on the table. And the one that's in your mind, you can do things that you can take back. You can imagine what could happen. You can play it out and learn from the chess game in your head. And then you got to be able to make those moves materialize on the board. And if the person who you're playing against does what you expect them to do, which would be something that you would be saying them trying to defend themselves and trying to win the game as well, then you can chart it out. That's why the man usually beats the computer when they get to the highest level. The man beats the computer because the man can do some unorthodox move. The computer is like, I don't know why the fuck he did that. And it doesn't know what to do next. It's like, oh shit, I just knew he was going to do this, or this. He did that. It's like, fuck, that move isn't even going towards victory. It's not going towards victory. It's not going towards defense. He did a move that I don't know how to interpret. And that's why the man beats the machine when he does. Right. And that's where you got to recognize like how to make the right kind of move. And so the move you just made, you ask yourself, is the move you making moving you towards your goal? Is it moving you away from your challenges? So is it defense? Is it moving you towards the goal that will come with challenges, away from the goal that will come with challenges, into some challenges that you got to face because you moved away from the goal? Or was it a neutral move? Like a move that you're doing to progress through time?
I feel like it's a move that moved me towards my goal and challenges.
That's what's up.
So real, I was 200. Turn around and tell me I was too honest. At least the ones that came to beat, came to eat. Playing an honest game, no
I feel like any move from here that's not back to Phnom Penh to prepare to leave would be a move that's running away, though.
Huh?
I feel like any move that's not back to Phnom Penh preparing to leave would be a move that's running away, though.
I guess that sounds so. Think about really what you just said. You're pretty much saying that you backed yourself into a corner so that you could go out of a corner. I guess so.
I feel like that's kind of, I feel like I feel like that's what happened. And I would say that my intent was I showed up here. I wasn't planning on moving here, but I was already planning on moving from the spot I was in. And I got here and it felt really good. And I was like, oh, word. I could use this experience here to develop myself in a certain type of way. The social interaction that I'll be able to refine myself. And I would say that yes, that has actually that has happened. That has been happening. And at the same time, it's like, okay, since I did make this move here, all these other things are showing up. And so it's like, oh, they're guiding me to the next. I would say they're guiding me to the next thing. So I guess we could say I moved into a corner to leave a trap.
I don't know what I can understand what you're saying, but it's like that's the whole purpose of a trap. That's what if you look at the mouse trap, like a really good mouse trap, like not one that just they go in and get and the thing just closes on, not that one. The one where the mouse goes into the trap and nothing happens. But as he walks deeper into the trap, there's a thing that will move and close the way that it just came in and make it uncomfortable there. And then the mouse, in order to be comfortable, will go deeper into the trap, into a comfortable position in the trap, which is in the trap. But I mean, if you perceive it as being
for example,
I can't know your reality.
I see what you're saying. Like, for example, if there's another quarantine lockdown, I'll be stuck in Siem Reap. And I feel like I heard someone mention that, so that makes me want to ask, because I think there may be another lockdown unawares to me.
Yeah, man. Good luck, bro.
Kept it so real, I was 200. Turn around and tell me I was too honest. At least the ones that came to beat.
Yeah, it's not easy, bro. It ain't easy out here in these streets.
Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
I think sounds like I'm gonna end up.
Turn around and tell me I was too.
Huh?
I think feels like I'm gonna end up going back to Florida.
Turn around and tell me I was too.
I have to get my my debit card from there anyway.
Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
Yeah. I don't have.
Tell me I was too honest.
Yeah, it sounds like
Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
Girl in Jogpur once said to me, I don't know if I told you this. Girl in Jogpur once said to me, she was like, I don't know why you even in here.
Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
She said, I don't know why you're in here. She said, I don't know why you're in here. It's not what you want to do. You want to do music, but you're in here doing this, and it's not exactly where you want to be. And you know that. And she said, you remind me of my little brother. He loves to play San Andreas, but he never does any admissions. He just runs around because he likes the way the guns shoot. That's when you said that. That's what it just made me think of that. Because she said that to me, her saying it to me, I don't know if she knows how many times that when she said that to me, how much I utilized that understanding in my life since then. Quite a bit, man. Quite a bit that I in life, I just look back and I look back at that moment again and I tell myself, you know, I never forgot she said that to me. I never forgot it. I haven't forgotten it. Still remember it. Still remember that she said that to me. She said, and when I got out of there, I remembered it. And then she and I worked together for a while. I remember wanting to date her. I wanted to date her. And a flashback that I just remembered, she had halitosis.
What is that?
It's when your breath smells.
Right.
She had halitosis. Yep, I remember that.
Kept it so real.
She knew too.
Kept it so real.
Wasn't like a mystery to her. She knew. Yeah, I mean,
kept it so real. Kept it so real. I was 200. Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
She said that to me. I never forgot it. And then for a while, I was trying to date her. I had like a crush on her. And what happened was one day I hit her with like a one line. And we ended up sleeping together. But we didn't date after that. I thought that fine that she was going to date me after that. And maybe that's actually what was my goal. And I thought she was going to date me after that. And she didn't. And I always continued to move towards my goal after that. But I did a lot of moves where the moves were always towards the goal. And it never looked like it wasn't towards the goal. I was just in here today thinking about, I was like, damn, I moved to, if I didn't move from Hanoi way back when, how different would things be right now? Would I have a music studio? Would I have, what did it happen? I think so. I think I would have had, I probably would have had much more money. But my cell phone wouldn't have broke. And I would have never got a new cell phone. Probably, maybe not, maybe I would have decided to buy one because I thought I needed one. But because of how my cell phone broke and how I had to go for a while, is how I finally got my phone unlocked so I could motherfucking buy apps again. Because I couldn't get apps. That's what held me back. That's really what held me back. Couldn't get apps. So I could only buy what I knew where to go to the store and get. With the studio equipment, all that stuff comes from Saigon. Except when I was in Saigon, when I ordered it, one part came from Hanoi. But most of it comes from Saigon. And it could have been possible if I stayed there. It was a perfectly logical thing to do. I lived in an apartment. My roommate was never home. I had a nice apartment. My room didn't have nothing in it but a bed and a wardrobe. My neighborhood was quiet. I could have easily do some soundproofing up on the wall in my bedroom, turn my bedroom into a music studio. Got a little desk in there, and my bedroom could have been a music studio. And I had a nice living room. I could have invited people over to have little listening gatherings and whatnot. I didn't know. I could have got a new MacBook. Like, there were certain things that I let hold me back for a while. I let these things hold me back. Not having a good MacBook, I let shit hold me back for like a full year. Not having a good MacBook, not having being able to get apps on my phone that held me back for some time. So it took all this stuff to happen in order, and then for me to finally get a new iPhone that GarageBand could work on. Because that's what happened. For a while, I couldn't even use GarageBand because it wasn't really working on my old phone. And then my phone broke, and I got a new phone where GarageBand worked a lot. Worked very, very well. And so, boom, I got that. So now I got GarageBand working well and whatnot. And then what happened? So I got GarageBand working well. And then I started recording in the jungle in Hue. And then
Jungle Records.
I moved to Saigon. And that's when you was like, I guess you said it to me maybe about like, yo, you should get a home studio set up.
Well,
you should get
you were already using Two's setup.
Nah, no. Okay. If I started recording
Yeah,
there,
you were on before. Then you were on the phone. Wasn't Digital Space through GarageBand?
now that was on. I made Digital Space through GarageBand.
On her computer, but you already had some of the ideas, and you weren't really staying in a place before then. What were you doing the podcast on then?
With
Uh
who?
what with me before right before because right before two, I feel like the
Nah,
time
nah. It was no podcast right before two. The podcast started
the podcast started with two. Okay, I didn't.
at two's house, yes, because I was living in Hue and we weren't podcasting in Hue.
No, we
We were
weren't.
talking
But
on
you
the phone,
called me. Yeah,
and
we were
I were
talking on the
recording
phone.
the phone calls.
Right,
Maybe that
right.
started. Maybe
All right.
that
So
started.
what I remember is you were you already in Saigon then? I think you were.
Yes,
You called me and you were like, "Man, I just want to let you know the glass is falling down." That's when the girl at the night. Yeah, that was Saigon. The girl, the
yes,
swing dancing girl. Okay, yeah. And then I feel like maybe all of a sudden you were staying with two. I remember you were staying at one place a little bit, but then all of a sudden you were staying with two, and you were working on the computer, stuff like that. But you weren't really. Had you already went to a right? Because you said Digital Space was made from GarageBand, so you were on two's computer with GarageBand, and then you moved. Right after that, then you started using Logic on two's computer,
yes,
and then you got your own computer, and then right, and then you worked on Digital Space, not Digital Space, Original Signal.
yes.
Kept it so real, I was 200.
But yes, the main part of that is that I didn't have
Turn around and tell me I was too honest.
I didn't have a music studio until Saigon, when I could have made one in Hanoi, but it
Right.
didn't come to me. And but I learned a lot of different things that were required, that were prerequisites before getting a studio. So I can't say that I necessarily wasted time. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it in the type of music I'm making now and the type of opportunities. It's because I've been learning. Like in this song, I said that never had a mediocre minute. Yeah, wasn't no time I was really wasting time. Wasn't much time I was exactly being mediocre. But when I look back, I do see it as I could have started this earlier. But every move I made I was making towards I made a lot of moves for girls. That is true.
I've been making mediocre moves.
The moves for girls led me to making the moves that I needed. Like Masego said. Because of the moves he made for girls, it put him in position to make the moves for music. If you didn't make any of those moves for girls, you probably wouldn't be in a position where you're making the music you're making right now.
Yeah.
You have some niggas who make moves for hustling. I didn't do that. I didn't make any moves for hustling.
I think I made moves to I've made moves. If I would say I have to be honest with myself. I realize that a lot of it I haven't really been honest with myself. I could say that I left where I was staying at because I didn't want to be in that spot anymore, and I felt like that the time had expired there, and plus my bed retained that smell, that halitosis as you call it, whatever. It retained that, and I
Oh, you was on some juice world state. You still saw the shadows in your room.
And it's funny, they had offered to let me switch rooms, and I kind of was, but then I came to here, and I just on this further one, I was like, oh, I'll just come up here. And so I came up here. That other move was because I wanted to get closer to the city when I first left that initial spot that I was in.
How's your music going?
My music is actually progressing really well. I'm pushing songs all the way through to. I just haven't started to do the lyrics. I started to record this morning, but my voice, I was kind of coughing a bit. I had like, I think I picked some allergy. There's a lot, all the roads are under construction, so there's dust everywhere. I realized something that while you're talking, I don't specifically have to. I feel like even me going to America is still me running.
That's what life is, man. Life is running. What I was talking about? There's in a podcast episode, I said it. I was like, no, I think I said it. Well, I said that's what I was talking to. I said something about. It was me talking on my phone, Facebook Live type of thing, and I said, a horse, they won't run the whole race without the jockey.
Right.
Just won't. Horse can run. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a podcast.
But it's not going to go in a circle. In some places they walk up the hill, they drink water at the bottom of the hill, and they walk up the hill, and then they all just take off running down the hill later. So if you go to like places in like Denver or whatever, but then that's why they got the Broncos, where you go where the wild horses are. And then you could just one day see like a bunch of horses just running down these hills. They had to walk up there.
Mm-hmm.
Another way probably, but they walk up and then they run down or whatever. And you see them, they come running off fast. And the horse, the speed that they run coming down there is way faster than they go on the track. But the jockey's job is to keep the horse motivated and guided. Without those two things, the horse is not going to run a whole race around the track. It's just not going to happen. He's not going to run top speed unless there's other horses with him running top speed. And they're running for their natural instinct of running, or there's a jockey keeping them running not for natural instinct. And then a lot of times they put blinders on them so they can't see the other horses running. So the horse is actually just running the race because the jockey is guiding this to happen.
Right.
And you're like, even if I go back here, I'm running. Nigga, what the fuck you think life is, nigga? That's life, nigga. That's fucking life. No matter what you do, it's running. It's not going to stop. It's just not. Never. Never. Not at all. And because of that, you just keep going.
Right.
Just keep going. That's all you can do.
All right, yo. I'm end the meeting, all right?
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, man. Don't let yourself go down.
Yeah, man, that's not gonna happen.
What's not gonna happen? Going down?
I'm not gonna let myself go down.
You sound like it right now. Like I watch fucking I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching motherfucking Drink Champs. We watch Drink Champs. Nobody ever speaks like that. Nobody ever. They never just said. They never like. Yeah, you know. No, it's not gonna happen. Nah, man. It's niggas talking loud and shit. Speaking like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, we gonna fuck shit up. That's just not me, yo. I'm kind of all right. You never mind that. You're right. That I don't know. Sometimes I just like now that you say it, I'm more aware of it, and I realize that. And if I could think of what I was thinking of at that moment, I felt that like, oh, word, I can't say. I think that I heard at the end of that. I heard here collectively we are here, especially with that song. It was kind of like a like kind of mellow kind of song. I was like, oh, word, I felt that. That's kind of like that was the impetus of me saying that. Now impetus, and no, I'm not. I can say that yeah, it's just every day I'm getting better, man. Every day I'm refining my aim. Every day I'm showing up. I can even play you some of the new stuff I have right now. I'll do that next time. I haven't connected anything yet. I don't want to make any loud, abrasive noises. This has actually been a pretty good quality episode so far. But yeah, man. So like, I'm gonna rap at you later though. All right.
So you said you can't make no noise where you at.
No. I said I don't want to make no loud, abrasive noises trying to plug in the aux cable and stuff like that for the with the podcast. I said the audio's been pretty good.
Word, man. Is what it is.
All right, yo, man. It was this was a good episode. I'll catch you on the flip. All right.
All right, bro. Peace, man.
All right. Peace.